I love that song. Welcome back, everybody. It is starting to get cold outside. And we are pulling our, well, except for here, but we're starting to pull our sweaters out of storage and, you know, get all those cozy sweaters out. But they might be out of style now. So here with a no-sew DIY to bring your sweaters up to date with some fabulous Fringe is our fabulous friend, Orly Shani.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
Alliteration at its best.
Do you like that?
I enjoy.
You just got back from a place where a lot of people were wearing sweaters. You were in Iceland.
I was in Iceland.
Who goes to Iceland?
Awesome.
Did you lose a bet? What happened?
Oh my gosh.
No, actually, Iceland, I'm joking. It's beautiful.
It was the luckiest situation to go. There I am in
Look at
Iceland,
you,
and
almost
clearly
snuggled up.
bundled up because it was freezing. We were hiking a glacier here. This is 16 girls on a bachelorette trip, if you could believe
What
it.
a great bachelorette
All
trip.
of us flew to Iceland. That's the bride right
are you
there,
planning, hide and go
Amanda,
seek?
on the right and me on the left, and we were all bundled up in the most amazing places. Look at, we had
Look
a
at the
beautiful.
rainbow.
We hiked the top of a glacier, and then God was like, "Bravo! Here's a present for you." Ta-da!
That picture's amazing.
It was amazing. Everything about the trip. There we are. We were hiking a volcano, and that was.
You all could float?
We could float.
Well, in Iceland,
I don't know if
they float.
Yeah, in Iceland, there's no gravity.
And there's
That-
also unicorns, I heard.
Yeah. But that's all the all engaged, but that's the bridal party and
That's
yeah.
basically, it's a bridal party plus a couple of extras who
Yeah.
were just wanted to come.
Is that
it
a
was
geyser or is that a waterfall?
No, that's a huge
That's
waterfall,
Orly.
and this particular waterfall, you were able to walk behind it, as we did. So, anyway, it was really cold and really beautiful, and there's a lot of really great inspiration in the fashion there, because when it's that cold, you got to kind of kick it up a notch and do something
Sure.
fun. And so it was really inspiring, and that's hence where we are today, creating a little bit of flair to our
To a little
knitwear.
My favorite
Run.
thing about it is we don't have to use a sewing machine, which means even I can do it. Do you know how to sew, right, Del?
I do.
You do?
So if it was sewing, you would be handy. But this is very easy. Now, all that you need is your sweater, the main sweater that you're going to work with, or your jumper.
The jumper.
You want to make sure that that sweater is a fairly large knit, because I'll show you the actual process of it, but you don't want something that's a really, really tiny knit. You want something where you can actually see those big stitches. Much like all of these here, you can see kind of the big chubby stitches in all of them.
Yeah,
You need that.
yep.
Next thing is your yarn. Now, the only thing to consider with yarn is something that sort of matches with the sweater you're doing.
Okay.
So as you can see with this yellow one, you can see these are kind of really thin little pieces, and it matches much better because this is a thin
sweater,
thin sweater.
correct.
Okay, so that's
Yeah,
the thing, and
these
then
would
color.
be, if you put that, they would be way too fat.
It would look a little bit weird, exactly.
Yeah.
So you want to do something that kind of
But
works.
do you go for, because I see some, there's contrast and bright colors,
Yeah.
and there's other that fits in. Do you have a favorite? Like, what do you prefer?
You know what? No, I don't actually. The thing that I'll say is there's a lot of really beautiful yarns out there, like this one we're showing. This was, I got it at Michael's, but it was like Isaac Mizrahi brand
wow,
or whatever.
okay.
And it has this wrapped around it, this little metallic thread that you see in there.
Looks expensive.
It really does, and it was $4.99 for the whole thing, and I barely needed half of it. So it's not expensive, and it's the same one, except mine is blue, that I'm using here, and it ties in beautifully with the natural color of my sweater.
Exactly.
So that is
How
up to
do-
you design-wise.
Yeah,
The
I
next
like
thing
the
you're going to want to do is decide on your placement. Now, I decided to work with the natural neckline that I had, so when you're deciding your length, the best way to cut it, or what I found was most efficient, is say, okay, let's say that's the length I want. These are going to be folded in half. So if this is my length, wait until I see shorts, there we go. If this is my length, then I want to go double, and so that's one piece. So now what I did is I basically just kept going like this. I'm like, okay,
and
that's
forth.
one, that's two, and I just went like this over
like
and
you're
over.
doing a
Yeah.
garden hose.
Yeah. Like
Or if you had
I'm like,
it-
I
if
feel
you-
like my cable wrangler. Okay,
There you
so
go.
here, now I've got it. Now I'm gonna snip the top, okay? And now you snip in half. And
Great.
so now we
It's
have
gonna be
all
one
these
piece
even
back
pieces.
together like a magic act then?
No, yeah, I wish. I wish. So here's all the pieces. Now we're gonna show a little tape of me doing it earlier just to make sure that it's nice and close up and precise of how we actually do it. So there's our thread, and this is a crochet needle. I go in through a horizontal piece, a horizontal stitch, and in half, at the center point, I grab the thread and pull it through. Now you're gonna take the tail, put it through the loop, and tighten it. I'm gonna do one more so you can see. Something that's really important is that you twist the crochet needle away. You turn it away, otherwise it will potentially get stuck again. And as we come out of this, I'm gonna show one more just to kind of clearly show it. And actually, Rydell, if you'll do it,
Okay.
we'll do it together. So I just wanna show you. So take your thread.
Crochet needle.
Yes. And now come in your thread, your crochet needle, and then you're going to go in through one of the horizontal ones. So there you go. Now, when you hook this on, it's really important that you create that tension with your left hand, or whatever hand is your not dominant hand. You're going to pull away. Now twist it away. Yep. And pull through. It's okay. We can do it again.
So
there
it
you
doesn't
go.
get hooked.
Almost.
Kind of did.
We'll do it one more time. It's here. Why don't see if you can do it with one
Yeah,
hand,
it's
because we
probably
might be
better.
working at different things.
So it doesn't
yeah,
get
loop
hooked.
through. Now you hold, and now twist away from it and
There you
pull
go.
through. There you go.
Yes.
Now
now
you
just
slip
loop
knot
it
it. So
through.
now the tails go through there,
Let's give her the job.
and then you tighten it. Yeah, exactly.
She should get it.
Did you do this with your sweaters?
Yeah, of course.
why
This
not?
is amazing.
Would you? Because I'm looking at this thinking, I'm going, well, that sweater shrunk in the laundry. Could you
could add some
do
fringe.
something at the bottom?
One
like a
hu-
really
and you
cool
know what?
thing?
I was really tempted, you guys, as we were sitting here, because this is, as you can see, is a crop
half
sweater.
sweater.
Yeah.
I almost wanted to do like long.
Yeah.
So like the
That
piece
would
would obviously
have
be
been
double,
so
and you could
cool.
turn it into a tunic. You could add length. I obviously did it right here. You can see on the pockets, and it was one of those threads that the thread changes colors
Yeah.
as it goes. So I just made sure to match my right and my lefts. But you can do it on the pocket. You could do it on the
I was going to
sleeve.
say, like even a short one on the sleeve, so
and
it's
that's-
not like too janky.
And you
in your
did
hand.
the front and the back,
Yeah.
which is so cool.
in
That way we
neutral.
can
And
tell she's
another
coming
thing
and
to
going.
consider is that when you're doing it, you're going to pick a length that's about right. It doesn't
Yeah.
need to be perfect as you're doing it, because if you like it to be perfectly straight, mine isn't, as you can see, but if I wanted it to, I could go in and trim.
Yeah.
Another really cool thing is if you wanted to create sharp angles, what I would say what you can do is, I hope it's okay, I'm going to kind of come in front here, let's see. So what I would do is cut in an angle. So like right here, do we have a camera that can see me? Oh, good. Okay. So you can go like this after the fact.
Look at that.
Nice.
It's like a barbershop.
Exactly. And you
Oh,
can
Orly.
create
Yeah.
a clean, crisp shape. And then I would just go and match on the other side. So it's one thing that you can do is, depending on your desires of whether you want things to look really crisp and straight, or whether you like the slightly, uneven aspect of it, that's entirely up to you.
You're so creative.
Without the shave and haircut, how much?
So the ones that we did here, it's $5 or under, because this is a really great project to do with like your
Yeah.
remnants.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times you'll make a beautiful scarf and you end up with just like a tiny little ball that you
Yeah.
can't
Right,
make something real with.
exactly.
This is the perfect way to utilize that.
Be clear on one thing: I've never made a beautiful scarf, but
Well,
others have.
Still time. There is
Yeah,
still
there's
time, Mark.